So another quick one again today, just about spacing and positioning to make sure that we're all getting the best out of our lessons. So I'm at Manor House today, and generally at Manor House we space the children out like this. So you've got 6 swimmers in your class, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inevitably, unless they're all very little and beginners, you're probably going to end up with 1 on the steps. So please just be mindful if they're swimming back crawl or they're trying to put their foot down, please warn them about the steps because they do have quite sharp edges. I would always make sure that I was stood either at this side with my back against the wall halfway, or that side with my back against the wall halfway. That way you can see down here, and with a turn of the head you can see down here. And if you stood midway, halfway down the pool, you can get to either side just as quick. Whereas if you leave yourself, right in the corner over here, you've got a long way to get to that side. When we're setting them off, I would generally set them off either all 6 together. Again, if they're quite small and you've got space. If you've got stage 5 and 6, it's probably not going to work because they're a lot bigger children. Or in waves of 3, so alternate, 1, 2, and 3 go, and then just behind them 1, 2, and 3 go, and they all just get to the other side very quickly, one behind another. Then you can do the same at this end. 3 set off, 3 swim behind them, they're all swimming at the same time, you can see everybody and they all get back to this side. Just helps with time management as well. If we're setting 1 child off at a time, there's a lot of waiting, there's a lot of standing about, there's a lot of getting cold. It encourages messing about, going under the water. The less time you give them to be stood waiting, the better, okay? At Easthorpe, it's a little bit different there because I feel like we have less space because the steps are more circular, and then at the other end there is the jacuzzi, which is also cutting out some space that's circular. So I would do the animals here, 3 at the jacuzzi end and 3 at the steps end. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3 swimmers here, 1, 2, 3 swimmers here. I would stand in the middle again, so midway with my back against the wall, either side, doesn't really matter, so that you can easily with the turn of the head see those 3 and you can see those 3. You're in the middle so you can get to either side as quick as the other. What I would do then is set 3 swimmers from this wall across and back, whatever practice they're doing, and then 3 from this wall across and back, okay? As they're swimming back, these 3 can set off again, so we've not got a long waiting time. You need to be condensing that waiting time down. Obviously, if they are just off armbands and they are little, we have got a step, so there's a box for the 3 of them to stand at one side, and then I'd maybe have the other 3 sat on the steps at the other side of Easthorpe, okay? Just be mindful as well if you're moving about, or perhaps if you stop to fix someone's goggles, don't have your back to the rest of the class. You can move the child. So move the child round so that you're facing the whole pool, okay? It's really important. It's dead easy for us to focus on one child and just for a second have your back to the rest of the group, okay? So really try and be mindful of that. Where are you facing? Who can you see? Can you see everyone, okay? At Hollybank, on a Friday, Harvey has the whole pool, so I mean that's a luxury, and it's quite big. It's big enough for 2 classes, so he's got loads of space. You can kind of do what you want there with the positioning. Just make sure you're not turning your back to your class. At Gummersall Park, one end comes smaller and narrower, so we've been tending to adopt the same as at Manor House, all 6 or 5 at one end, and swim in waves, okay? So just be mindful of your spacing, make sure everybody's getting the best out of the lesson, make sure everybody's swimming as much as possible. It's going to help with your behaviour management, and most importantly, make sure you can see everyone, make sure you can get to everybody as quick as the next person.